I will talk about psychoacoustics measurements and methods, and I will talk about hearing thresholds, dB, SPL, dB hearing loss, hearing loss, psychometric functions, and some up-down methods. I will talk about absolute, of course, absolute differential threshold, and I will talk about a little bit bias and rock curves. Yes, we have a hearing threshold for normal listeners. We have this frequency, and we have dB, SPL here, and the absolute threshold here, curve. An absolute threshold is a less response you have to, a pulse you have to give to get a response. Yes, and there is a dip here because of the resonance frequency. It should be 3,400 to 3,500 hertz. Yes. Yes, and the hearing threshold is increased for lower frequencies and higher frequencies. Yes, you can talk about you got a stimulus and you have a listener and a response. Then you have the absolute threshold, the smallest stimulus that gives a reaction or response. Then you have the differential, the smallest change in impulse, a stimulus that gives a change in response. Okay. Then you can have an audiogram for normal listeners. You use dBHL here, and the normal area is about to 20 dBHL. Remark that it's increasing in that way. Hearing loss typically for 8 kHz here. Elder people have maybe 60, 70 decibel hearing loss. Yes, I will talk about the psychophysics function. It's a function, it's Gaussian, monotonic, increasing. You can have percent correct here, and you have the level in dB. Yes, and yes, increasing here, and monotonic increasing. You can, for instance, have the 50% correctness. You can say yes. Yes is correct, and you can have maybe 75%. Yeah, and it's a threshold here. Yeah, down here. Okay, and you can have according to this, you can have up, down methods, adaptive. The next stimulus the next stimulus are dependent of the answer. Yeah. Next stimulus. The next level depends of the answer, the previous answer. Up, down. If you say no, you get a level increase. If you say yes, the level is going down. You have here up, down. You have a level. You have arbitrary choice, and you have a step size here. Step size and decibel SPL. Yeah, and when you come into no, you change, and then yes, and maybe yes and no, no and yes, and yes and no, yes. Okay, and the equilibrium, you have a P up is the same as P down. P no is P yes is the same as P no, and this gives 50%. You can also have 1 up, 2 down. That means 1 no, 2 yes. Then you get P yes. You can record it is this, about 71%. But when you say no, the level is increasing, and if you say yes, it's decreasing. That's no, I don't know say more of that on this. Okay, yeah, plus minus minus, plus, yep. Okay, then you can have the bias. You have the bias. You can have a say yes when there is no signal, and you can say no if there is a signal. There are some biases involved. And I can start with an example from Thorsten Paulsen from, I think, from one of his notes. It's good to make it concrete. You have a stimulus, noise plus response. Then you have response, noise plus tone. Response, tone heard, not heard. And the stimulus here could be only noise. Then it could happen that you have tone heard and plus noise. That gives a hit. Yes, let's say 30 out of 50, and not heard. That is a miss. You didn't hear the sound, but there was a tone. It's a miss. So yeah, and that is a false negative. You can also have only a noise and you hear say yes. It's a false positive. You can, for instance, have 10 here, and you can have a false. You can have a correct rejection. Is about 40. So in here, hit rate in percent, that is 60%, and here the false rate is 20% here. And you can make a ROC curve. For instance, you have 20 false here, 20%, and you have hit here 60. So you can maybe have more sloppy. It's up to 100 here. No percent here. You just say yes if you think you hear it. Then you get more falls and more hits also. You should only be only if you are very sure you heard it here, you should say yes. Maybe you get here, down here, you get, yeah, yes. No, yeah. Yes, okay. You can say that we can also have the P. You have a response with a P yes, and there is a signal. You can have P no, and there is a signal. This is you can say this is according to the miss. This is according to the hit. You can also have P no and H no. That is correct projection, and you can have P no, and there is yes and no. That's false. And you can also, if you have this if you have this class, you can maybe want to choose. You have some observations, and you want to choose select hypothesis H0 or H1 or H1. So you can calculate from by Pi's rules. It's P R0 H, I don't remember, divided by P R0. Yeah, if R0 is no, for instance, and so on. Thank you.